All right, yep, I'm in.
Cool. All right, let's take a look at the kickoff. All right, so this is decent, but I would actually prefer to flip. So you flip to the right, and that makes it so you're landing about here.
Hmm.
And that's okay. I think it might be slightly better to go the other way because you're going to be, if you flip to the
Flipping
left,
behind.
you're going to be
Yeah,
more center on the ball, right? Because right now you're cheating up really hard to this right side, and a counter for me would to just be even more to the side of the ball essentially. Because if we watch this from my POV, yeah, I can see your nameplate. So you see I'm just like hard countering by going to the other side.
yeah.
Um, so being more center on makes it a little bit easier, or a little more disguised, like which direction you're flipping, because the lineup you've taken is really giving it away that you're flipping to the left here. Oh, you actually flipped to the right. So that's good, at least you flip to the right. But no, in general, I would try using the same idea, like same diagonal flip, but flipping the other direction to start your first flip and experiment with that. And additionally, you're at a rank now where you can start learning the speed flip, and it'll be really, really helpful if you can get it down. It's quite difficult to learn, I won't lie. It took me a really long time,
Hmm.
but it's worth it, and you're getting close to the rank where it's really going to help quite a bit. It's
Hmm.
also useful not just for kickoffs, but general movement mechanics. So I take a really weak shot here. Let's see what I could have done better. I don't have to shoot this right away, but sometimes I do like taking shots early on just to test my
Hmm.
goalkeeping abilities of the opponent. That was not a great shot though. Um, I could have probably, let's see, could have waited a little longer to jump for this. So I should have just driven, had more momentum, and then gone up a little bit later. Ideally, I wouldn't even shoot this. I would just control it since you're giving me space to do that. You're facing the other way here. So the best play would be to just control this ball and try to do a flick or do a low 50 or air dribble bump or something like that. Shooting is okay though, but not when you pass it. So you get a touch that's very reasonable for you to score. You flip towards the boost here, which is a little confusing for me. After this touch, I would be chasing this ball to try to finish it. So it's a pretty decent first hit. Now your job is to just make sure it goes in the net, and the easiest thing to do is just grab a couple of pads,
Hold a
stay
small pet. Yeah.
supersonic, and then just follow up the hit. So you can see I'm so far out of position after my shot, I flipped into your net, right? My recovery
Yeah.
wasn't great, but you're literally giving me time to go up the wall here. Like I'm really taking my time. You should be challenging or like trying to race to this ball and put pressure on.
Yeah.
So let's see here. This is going to be kind of awkward. Yeah. Give me a lot of space. What would I have done here? I would have slowed down a little bit. So I'm threatening a wall shot. I like that you have some momentum and you're respecting that. But now that you see him controlling it, you don't. This is already a little bit too far. So I would kind of tap the brakes and wait to see what I do. Um, you have the right idea. It's just the spacing is a little bit off here. It's like this is quite a bit of space. Once you see I'm
Yeah,
not taking a
definitely.
wall shot and I'm instead controlling it, you'd rather be like ideally like right here, like somewhere like right here, facing the same position like shadow defense. But instead of being
Hmm.
like in the center of the net, you'd be closer near post and like a
Post. Yeah.
classic
Yeah.
shadow. And I'm assuming you know what shadow defense is because you're at a
Yeah.
rank
Yeah.
where, yeah. And you have the right idea. It's just the spacing here again. And then the nice thing about being in a like classic shadow defense position where you're in the near post is that shots are easier to save because the position you're in, if it's directly over you or behind you, it becomes quite awkward just to get a good touch because you're kind of more center on in the net and less to the side. You'd prefer to be like more to the side near post.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. Easier to dive
Yeah,
forward than right up or backwards.
yeah. You actually end up getting a really good touch on that save. Creates a lot of distance. So you can see I'm just so far I'm just taking a lot of shots, putting that's kind of how I play. I just put a lot of pressure on. You do
Hmm.
really well there to get a good tackle. Let's see what. Yeah, this is quite poor by me. So let's see. That shot's good. Um, I kind of so with zero boost here, I think I should just try to flip through this ball in a way that's like a safe 50, and I get potentially
F50. Yeah.
like get your boost in the corner potentially, because I could still beat you to this, I think. But I
Hmm.
kind of hesitate, and then I don't recognize that you're going for some reason. So it's really bad by me to not flip there. It's well played by you though. It's a good tackle. Let's see. Yep. So you see here, same thing. You used the flip, but you were more center on with the ball, and it's harder
Hmm.
for me to read what direction you're going from my POV. Right, you see how like with your nameplate, I can't really tell. It looks like you might be
Yeah.
going slightly to the left, but this is much better for you. It's much harder for me to know which side to flip into. So I end up going left. It was the right decision, but it's still better by you. All right, let's see. So this is good positioning. This turn is a little scary. I would go
So,
for it if you're turning here. Okay, so I do like that you end up going for it. It's just kind of a scary challenge. I missed the ball. Nice.
oh,
Yes.
this was an unfortunate one.
Yeah, so I would work on like shooting with lower boost, so in free play, turning off unlimited boost, and just practice like moving around the pitch and keeping your speed and taking powerful shots. Another thing is like training packs, shooting training packs, because it's definitely a shot you want to be able to score with 19 boost. And just the mechanic here, it's instead of a front flip, you'd rather use a diagonal flip. Um,
Yeah.
you'd rather like pick up speed and then put the corner of your right corner of your car through this in a diagonal flip.
Mm.
Or I mean, there's other ways to do it, but that's how I'd
Yeah,
probably
you
take
could
this shot.
even. Yeah.
You can use the front bumper if you generate enough speed with it. But
Yeah.
that should be
Yeah.
an open net goal with 20 boosts. It's plenty to score that.
Yeah.
I think if we're gonna leave this ball, you want to at least get a touch to slow me down here. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know what I mean, like a delaying touch,
Yeah.
because you kind of just ignore the
Just
ball
put it
altogether.
back.
But yeah,
Yeah.
just roll it up the wall, do something to slow me down. Because yeah, I'm gonna
Yep. You're able to.
quickly start an attack here, because you just left the ball. Um, I get a good bump. Nice, good kickoff one. This is really passive. I notice when I'm coaching players, I notice this a lot. On kickoffs, people tend to just like default to going for mid boost or even their own back boost, but you've won this kickoff. And the important thing here is you need to look at what happens to my car on the kickoff. I think that's a detail a lot of people don't notice. So look really closely at my car, right? You see, I'm
You're
going
going completely off.
way
Yeah.
off. I'm all the way past the halfway line, and like you've won this kickoff really hard. The net's open, and you have possession technically right now. Like you're first to this
Hmm.
ball, so you have to follow this ball. At least like boost and flip towards my boost, towards
Yeah.
my corner boost, and then turn around and start a play. Because oh, okay, good. You didn't go for the mid boost. I
Yeah.
don't hate it. Um,
Now my issue is that I felt like when I was at like a plat and like lower diamond, I had a tendency of attacking the corners to a point where like I would just dive corners and nothing would ever happen in them. So I guess I have like a corner aversion now,
I
at least
see.
in offense.
I I think it'd be good to steal my boost in the corner there and start a play possession.
Hmm.
I don't hate the path you took, but you end up not even getting that 100 boost in the corner there. Um, like when you win a kickoff this hard, you definitely you want to end up getting 100 somehow. So I think the good touch here would be like a
Hmm.
gentle chip to yourself, grab the boost, and then take a shot. And
That's
then
true.
you have 100
Gotcha.
boost to recover, do whatever. So instead, you do this play with 30 boost, and you can see you used it all, and now we're at 0.
Yeah.
Decent
Yeah.
recovery though. Hold down power slide on that recovery. I don't think you did.
No, I
If you held
definitely didn't.
if you held down power slide there, it would have made it a little bit better. Okay, that's a really good tackle. You get a bump on me too, which is nice. I like this. So this is kind of a different positioning than like classic shadow defense where you're on the same side, but I don't mind it. Your goal here, just to like understand the theory here, is you want to channel me towards the near post into a shot that you can save here, right? You don't
Okay.
you don't want to get crossed up at this point. That's the danger of not shadowing, like not doing classic shadow defense, but taking this more kind of central positioning. Is that if you get crossed up, like if I somehow get behind you or the
Put
ball
it
goes
far post, yeah.
far post, it's quite difficult to save. So you're just trying to slowly like channel me in towards this near post where you can save the only angle that exists, if that makes sense, right?
Got it. Yeah, that makes sense.
And so you're kind of doing that here, but now
You can
this
put it
is
over
yeah,
me.
this is a little awkward. So you end up doing really well to not get faked out. Let's see. I feel like something feels off here, but I'm not sure. I don't think you should necessarily do the back and forth. Like killing your momentum fully doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
Um, like this turn is fine, I guess, but I would just prefer to be a little quicker with a little bit of power slide and then just go. Because you end up reading the play really well though, so I can't I can't hate it. Um, but it was just a little scary. If I actually flick that ball, I think it's going in just because you don't have much
Yeah,
momentum.
yeah. I shouldn't have turned back into the post because I opened up the top corner for you when I do that.
Yeah, I mean, this is just tough with low boost. I'm just trying to see if there's any moment you could challenge, like right here, potentially.
Yeah,
You know you
yeah,
have low boost, and I'm kind of right in front of your net, so I wouldn't hate just an all-in challenge there, or even here like a
yeah.
back flip or a side flip into the ball.
I
Um, yeah, just because I got so close to the net that at a certain point you just have
yeah.
to go.
Yeah, when you like you go back to the previous play right
Yeah.
after when you try to do the fake, I um I boost and I tried to grab the corner boost, and you end up beating me to it, and that's the reason why the next play was started where you ended up scoring. Um, is there a way that I could have played that better where I get that corner boost and I get a counter attack, or
I don't think so. I mean, you didn't have the fastest recovery possible, if that's what you're asking. There's definitely, so let's see. You
uh,
flip. Um, it's just hard because you used a flip in your challenge. You have to recover from the flip, whereas I'm already on the ground, right? As you're still boosting down. And I have
yeah,
plenty of boosts. Like you'll see me boost and flip, I'm guessing here. Yeah.
yeah,
Right. And that's just gonna beat you. Yeah, I think you're kind of destined to lose that boost. But
mhm,
maybe a better player would be able to find a way to recover to it. I don't think I'd be able to win that boost battle. I think you're
okay,
kind of destined to lose that one. So here, I honestly am a pretty aggressive player. I go for like a lot of bumps, a lot of early challenges. So I would
yeah,
probably just go right now because I don't have the ball in my car. And there's only like one way I can really take it to the right, right, like behind you. So I would just like slow down and side flip, or even just like boost in to this space and side flip and hope to get a piece of it. The reason being that if we let me set up a shot here, we know it's going to be really hard to stop, just
yeah,
because we're low boost. And what happens after that, we're going to have zero boost or very pretty much nothing, one pad, and the cycle just repeats itself. So at a certain point, it's better to just go and try to like get a good challenge in and create some time for you to get boost. I think a 50 here would favor you quite a bit in this position.
yeah,
Because yeah, you don't want to really try to save shots from this close in general. It's gonna be tough. I've noticed that you're really patient on defense, which is good, but you do want to mix in some early challenges, like just to. Oh, I turned the wrong way. Yeah,
yeah.
I've got some drunk driving here. I'm really hungover today. This turn is I don't know where I'm going. It's not a good turn. All right, fair enough.
There we go.
All right. Okay. Decent. All right, so you see me taking it up the wall. I really like that you turned ball came on to look what I was doing before grabbing this boost. That's really good.
Yeah.
If you saw me starting a fast play, you would have to just play off pads, right?
Yeah, just grab the small pad
Exactly.
and move to back post.
All right, so I completely messed up my first touch. So
Yeah.
we can
No,
see,
the reset threw me off there.
yeah, it's definitely not ideal. Let's see. So this is a decent setup, but I get way too under the ball. So just a mechanical mistake here, but so right now I'm way too under the ball. It'd be better to just be coming at a slightly different angle, like a slightly more sideways
Yeah.
angle to pop it more middle. This one just goes straight up, you can see. And I'm like, oh shit. I'm not good enough in the air to recover from that. I guess I did with the flipper, but a better player might have been able to still preserve the attack with it. Okay, what happens here?
That was, yeah, no, that, some drunk driving of my own here.
Yeah, happens.
Yeah. I think I meant to be pointing myself down. Yeah, I think I meant to diagonal flip and I just side flipped or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a little bit of a weird read.
Yeah.
Happens. Wouldn't think too much about those kinds of mistakes or whatever. Like that probably happens to you like
Yeah.
one out of like 50 times, right? Like that's
Yeah. No, you can't worry about that
you
kind of
can't
thing
worry
too
about it too
much.
much. There's some slight mechanical stuff that I'm noticing with your turns where okay, wait. It's before that. Where like you tend to okay, that one was a little better. You boosted out of it. But your power slides could definitely use a little work. It's something I practice in free play. 'Cause, yeah, you're holding power
What do you,
slide a little bit too long. You want to just like gently
okay.
tap it and then boost out of the turn. And I can slow it down to kind of illustrate this a little bit better. Let me see, like, So like here you're holding it, holding it, holding it, holding it, holding
Holding
it,
it,
holding it, holding it, right?
and
Now
now
you're
I'm gone
boosting it.
too far, so I have to like
Y-
side flip. Yeah.
Yeah. If you just tapped it a couple of times and then used your regular steering, you would have like kind of your car would snap into place instead of sliding. The power slide button literally just causes the drift. It's a drift, right?
Hmm.
You don't want to like drift while you're drifting. You're not really in control yet, so you want to like just tap it a couple of times to create the drift, to create the momentum to turn quickly, and then snap out of it and use a little boost to quickly speed up. And I'll show you that how to practice that in free play afterwards. But I think
Hmm.
because you were still sliding, that's part of what threw off your trajectory towards the ball. Because like you
Hmm.
thought you were lined up here, right?
Here.
I think you
Yeah.
thought you were here, but because your wheels were still sliding, you were actually there when you took off. If that makes sense. So it's a
That. Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense.
and it's a pretty common thing. I noticed in general your turns tend to be you tend to like hold it down for a long time and then sometimes even reverse. Um, and and then face the ball, and it's generally not great. You don't want to like kill your momentum with turns too much. All right, so this is a kickoff goal, right? Yeah, I'm not gonna look at that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna talk too much about kickoffs because we spent a bit in the beginning, and there's a lot of good tutorials out there. And I think your kickoff is still decent for your rank. You just want to learn fast kickoff essentially. All right, let's see what's going on here. I think
I feel like
this,
I could have had a better job keeping possession when it ended up coming to me.
yeah, definitely. I would say this boost is a no-go. You got lucky that I
Yeah.
just missed the ball entirely, but you can see that that bounce. You have to read the bounce here. You can see the ball is bouncing middle, so it's gonna. You see right now that's going middle,
Yeah.
and I can turn and shoot. So I would grab this pad, and then
Hmm.
save the shot. Going for the boost here. If I shoot this on target, I just completely mess up. But if I was a little more patient with my shot, the net's wide open, right? Just because we went for
Yeah.
that boost. I messed up though. Yeah, so you saw me flip away, and you know that
Yeah.
I didn't have time to go for that boost, so I'm very low to zero here. So
Yeah.
this is like a completely free ball. Once you see me turn right here, you just have to
Yeah.
be patient. If you're gonna hit this ball, it's better to like center it for yourself or like roll it up to the
Yeah.
wall.
I feel like that one might have been a mechanical because I was trying to give it like a light tap,
Hmm.
and I ended up because I did see and I wanted to control that one. I
Yeah,
think that one.
even just hitting the brakes would have been fine too. I do that a lot. Like
Yeah,
I,
that's true.
I think you
Yeah.
have 100 boost. You can play super patient here. If you have 85, you're gonna have 100
Yeah.
after this pad. You could play
Yeah.
super patient, just like slow it down, and then start a dribble. Or take like a really soft touch and start a bounce dribble down this side. There's a lot of stuff
Yeah.
you can do here, but this touch is definitely not ideal. But you are able to follow it at least, so you can see from my POV, like you're still first to this ball, so I don't even bother. This would be like a suicidal challenge to go for. So I kind of just am
Yeah.
waiting to see what you do. This
And I
touch
ended
is a
up
giveaway.
throwing it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's definitely something you want to avoid. Just like wall hits in general are kind of risky in ones unless it's like a hard shot on an open net. I try not to go for too many wall shots, just because they often end up being giveaways of possession on a protected net. But it's cool to go for them still. Like it's good at practice. Same thing with that power slide. Um, I think a lot of your rotations seem to be like through the middle, where you're giving
Yeah.
me the near post thing. I would try to do a bit more shadowing probably. So I think it's making it more difficult for you. Like so in this position, yeah, it's awkward. Even when it's like right at you, it becomes really hard, right? It's like hard to get a good
Yeah.
touch there. It's probably as good as you could have hoped for. It's actually really good 'cause you're first to it. You do well with it, but I think it would just make life easier if you took like more back post rotations, or in this case, like near post rotation, where you're
Yeah. I
going
definitely
through.
feel like I over rely on having to make weird or awkward saves
Yeah, yeah,
like that instead of just doing normal defense.
yeah. I would just shoot this, by the way. Just take like a power shot. It's gonna force me to use boost and save it. I don't hate setting up a dribble though. I fake. It's a really good flick. Yeah. I
Yeah.
would.
No.
Okay, so that
Little
that flick
miss right
was
there.
really good. My save, to be fair, is quite good here, um, because this is a hard ball for you to control and shoot. If you had more boost, you could actually. I don't know. Maybe this is a bad save. I think you could probably score this if you went up right
Yeah.
now.
No. This like my mind went into like threes mode.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
do
Teammate
that
behind
play
you.
a lot where in twos or threes is the
Yeah,
flick, get them to save it and go up for it,
yeah.
but no teammate back.
No,
So
no one behind to clean it up. Um, I think honestly the idea is there. It's a very weird read. Even seeing this in the replay, this read is very confusing to me because look at it doesn't look like it's gonna have that much height, and then it just is so high all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Because that the touch had it's just like a very difficult read. That touch had a lot of momentum like on the bottom of the ball, and it just sent it pop like big pop up.
Yeah.
So it's a really awkward read. In these situations, unless I'm 100% sure on my read, I try to play really conservatively just because I'm low boost. I just made an awkward save. I'm still recovering from my save, right? My car's still in the middle of the air. Like you're in full
Yeah.
control here. You don't really need to give up. You don't need to take yourself out of the play. Like that's the worst thing to have happen.
Mhm.
So sometimes I'll play really patient here and just make a wide turn, grab the boost, and then play the bounce and even defend if if I take control and you have
Yeah.
like 15 boosts and I have 15 boosts, like you can defend that with 100 boost, right? So yeah, better to just play patient in these spots on these hard reads, and then it's gonna be punished. Yeah, fair enough. All right, let's see. I don't hate going for this boost. Hold power slide when you're gonna land like weirdly on the wall like that. It'll just make it smoother. So again, we're um,
Rotating through mid.
yeah, and
Yeah.
you can see we're taking the same positioning. And this time, yeah, this time it does get punished, the far post shot, right? So
No.
the job here is to force out that flick early and kind of fake challenge, like here, turn, and then we're near post. This is like the ideal position. And then when that flick comes, we're in a better position to save it.
Yeah.
Instead, we kind of take the same position that we've been doing in the center, and it just makes it really, really awkward to save.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's hard when you go for that mid boost. The one awkward thing is that
Yeah. Then I have to cross all the way in front of
exactly,
you to get to the other post.
exactly. Yep,
Gotcha.
100%. So another option
Would
when
be
you
to
see me
take
win,
the small pad path.
yeah, take the small
Yeah.
pads here, 2, 3. I think now that I'm looking at it again, I would much prefer this position because we don't end up having to cross the whole field. I think a high level player would almost always take those pads back to net. Because we also don't have ball cam on that whole time, so we don't really know what's going on. I happen to be taking my time to set it up, but if I got an early shot, it'd be pretty dangerous. All
Yeah.
right, let's see. We have a long sequence here with no goals, so it should be interesting. Okay, flip through the boost. Want to do a flip that takes us through the ball and through the boost here. It's like diagonal left flip. So let's see if you do it. Nope. I think if you did it, you might have been able to get both. You can see I'm like really annoying when I know the opponent has low boost. I go for a lot of bumps and just kind of annoying plays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I know that you can't. It's gonna be really hard for you to stop a
To
bump there.
recover. Yeah.
Yeah, and I missed the open net. Oh yeah, I remember. I actually accidentally turned off ball cam. I don't remember why, and I messed up my shot.
Mm.
Sometimes does that ever happen to you where you like accidentally flick ball cam on or off? It screws
I
you up.
don't think so.
For
No.
some reason that happens to
It
me
might
sometimes
be
though.
controller versus KBM thing because
Yeah,
like
yeah,
mine's
could
space bar, so I
be.
have to like I'll move my thumb for it, so it's not something that'll happen accidentally.
Yeah. Oh, Athena flick, nice. I would go for the ball in one of these. You end up, yeah. I'm kind of like taking a lot of dumb touches here. So this whole sequence for me is really bad. I should just be like scoring on one of these plays. Let's see. This is wide open. If I just go for that shot, for some reason decide I don't want to do that shot. Yeah, I'm just going for like very needless. I could just shoot that ball. I'm just chipping the ball over and over. Yeah, this is just like silliness. And what shot I end up taking is really, really bad. Oh, nice. You avoid the demo.
I went for a demo of my own there at the.
Let's see. I like this. Your boost management's pretty good. Like, you're not wasting boost needlessly here. It's kind of it seems a little crazy to go for it, but it worked out. Whoa,
Yeah.
what a touch. Nice, good patience. Go for that ball. Nice. Yeah. So here, one thing is that I sometimes find these reads, because this bounce is a little weird, um, a little bit easier with ball cam off to use the like symbol on the
Yeah,
ground to see it, and that sometimes lets you see where I am too. I, I noticed like high level
that's
players
definitely
forget a lot
smart.
about the
Yeah, because
backboard
those are
reads.
super awkward.
Yeah, it's just a potential tip there. 'Cause if I go for a demo or something, you can see it and jump over. All right.
That was a
Now,
bummer because I think I was trying to demo you there, and then you cut out, so you ended up being slower. Yeah, and then you were able to take possession.
so this fake challenge, you get too close. So now this ball is going to get launched and you're going to be out of position. You still have to turn, which takes time, and then you have to boost. So you're going to be racing back to catch up with this
Yeah.
ball. So you have the right idea. I would just fake way sooner.
Mhm.
So let's see if I can slow it down. Because you spawn, you grab this boost, you boost and flip. I like this. And then let's see, slow it down a bit. Right now, I would turn. Um, Probably turn like left, either way, or right, and just get into a shadow defense position because you've already faked. From my POV, I can't see you anymore.
Oh yeah.
Right, so for all I know, you're going right now, and you can see it. I'm just gonna control and flick right away, right? Um, so you could have done the same fake, but stayed way farther away, and it would make this ball free. But instead, this is super difficult for you to get a good touch on now. Even if
Hmm.
you know, double jump aerial for it, which you kind of have to do. Like, what are you gonna do, right? Ideally
Yeah,
get
just
like a
clear it
soft
back to
touch.
you.
Yeah, clear it like into a corner. It's gonna bounce. It's just really difficult now because we threw ourselves out of position and got a little too close. And now I am able to identify that that ball is totally safe. Like, there's nothing you can do now, and
Yeah.
I'm just gonna chase you. This is
Yeah.
this is probably something I do too much of. But I I just know where the ball's going, right? I know that it's very difficult for you to get a good touch, and so I'm just going to put a ton of pressure on you. Um, and it's hard to avoid these, but one tip is you can brake check.
Oh,
So you can just tap your brakes, and that I'll fly right past you, and then hopefully you still will be able to catch up to the ball,
catch
which I
it.
think you
Yeah.
would be able to. It's not going too fast. So yeah, brake check here would have been quite good. Or a single jump, but if you jump, you have to recover from it, is the
Yeah.
thing, which could lead to a goal. But really, the mistake is just getting too close on that positioning. I think the play was already bound to go wrong at that point. Damn, I just got that replay bug where I'm stuck in this. Sorry. Frustrating.
Yeah.
I don't know how to. I don't know how to get out of this.
Yeah. Should you just like exit the replay or something and come back in?
Okay, we got it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it took a second. All right, clear view, tax evader. Okay,
Oh,
what's going on here?
oh, there we go.
Yeah, that's weird. All right. Nice. And you get me back with it. That's a good play. Yeah, I love it. Nice.
A
Well
little
done.
wonky touch there, but
It's a really good play to go for, honestly, the demo in that position. It's a very easy way to score a lot of goals. I would jump to avoid the bump. Yeah, that boost is no go. I kind of baited you in with that. I remember this play.
yeah, I was going for a demo here more than anything, but you were just going way too fast. I shouldn't have tried for it. Yeah.
So one thing I think that's really instructive about this play, and this is something I'm trying to integrate more into my game, is the self pass touch. So look at this touch
Yeah.
that I'm doing off the sidewall is really good. It's like you can even do this and jump at the same time. So I'll avoid the bump and create this nice self pass, jump onto the wall, wave dash, jump off, wave dash, and you have an open net. And if you see like really high level ones players, they do this a lot. Like Ocal's really good at this, where on counterattacks, the fastest way to to score on an open net sometimes is to bounce it off the wall hard and follow it yourself. You see that's exactly what I do here, where it's like
Yeah.
it's very speedy and it's hard to if the player's behind you, it's like almost always going to be a goal. Um, and it's useful when you don't have an immediate open net. Like I don't have any shot here
Yeah.
until I create the angle, right? It's like right now I can't shoot this ball. Like I can't wrap around it
Yeah.
and get
There's
a
no way
shot
to
on net.
ricochet that. Yeah.
Right. So I can't get like a powerful shot on net, but I can create it with this self pass. So I think it's pretty instructive and it's a good thing
Yeah.
to
No, that
work
was
on in
really
replay.
nice.
All right. Let's see. All right. Kickoffs.
Yeah.
You're just like destroying me on every kickoff. Let's I don't mind that you're being aggressive here with low time. I'm just going for a lot of bumps, I guess. I don't remember. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Alright, cool. So yeah, the biggest things I noticed, or actually, let me just ask you, what are like 3 things that you took away from this that you think are big things for you to work on?
Let's see. So the biggest one would be shadows going front post, near post, whatever,
Yep,
instead of down. Power slides, because those definitely, like, I was when we were having the technical difficulties, I was just like looking through those in free play and realizing that, yeah, you can do that so much more efficiently.
definitely.
And um,
The last one I would say I actually didn't talk about enough, and it's just kind of applies to everyone in like lower ranks in 1v1, including GCs, honestly. But like you didn't take enough shots. You didn't really put enough pressure on with just like ground shots, hook shots, flicks,
mhm.
just general power shots. And
Yeah, I think that I had what, like, one flick,
yeah,
and no, I had two flicks. I had the one that went off the that you saved on the crossbar.
yeah,
Oh wait, I don't even know if I had another one, but yeah,
yeah. So that's definitely something to work on. It's just like creating offensive opportunities for yourself. So I showed this drill to like a lot of students for sure because I noticed the power slide problem in a lot of people's gameplay. It's like a mechanic that's deceptively difficult and it's kind of
yeah,
it's
yeah.
boring to practice. So with a stationary ball as a target, you can practice like getting clean turns around it pretty easily. So I would just turn unlimited boost on for this drill, and what you're doing right now looks something like this. Right now you're doing something like that, right?
Mhm.
Or something like sometimes even like that where you spin out and then you get it.
Yeah,
The way I would go about this is just tap it and boost out of it. See how much
much
cleaner that is?
cleaner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just a lot faster. And that one wasn't the best, but it was still quite a bit faster. See, like I'm waiting till the second half of the movement to start the boost. That one's good. That was fast.
yeah.
So this is a drill that you can just do over and over again. Turn around the ball cleanly and then get a shot on target. See,
Gotcha.
and I'm giving myself
Yeah,
like a big angle. You can practice it with different angles. That's pretty sweet right there.
yeah.
And you just want to keep working on it until like, you get it dialed in, because that is going to be so nice for like the ball's usually not dead stationary like this, right? So
Yeah,
you can do
but
the
just
same
anytime.
drill with the moving ball, right? And just practice boosting out of your turn like that, getting a powerful hit.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I noticed you kind of hold it down a little bit too long, so you're like spinning out a little bit.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah.
try tapping it and then boosting right away like that. And once you're able to do it on a stationary ball, or like once you learn the muscle memory for that mechanic, you'll start implementing it on just turns that you're using in game. Like even if you're just trying to wrap around a ball for a hook shot or something, right?
Hmm.
Just like that tiny bit of power slide that lets you get nice contact with the ball, nice angle for it. So yeah, that's one use of power slide. The other is on recoveries. So whenever you're like jumping into the wall, it's better to hold down power slide like that, right? Because right now what you're doing is you're like landing on the wall. It's killing all your momentum.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And same thing, like when you get bumped, I notice you're just landing like flat in your car
Hmm.
stopping. So whenever you get bumped, just get in the habit of side flipping, holding that power slide, keep your momentum, right? So you can practice that by just like jumping weirdly and then just hold power slide and figure out like what flip to use to keep your speed.
Gotcha.
Just like do a weird flip and then recover from it. So I'm doing like a lot of half flips for these recoveries, but you
Yeah.
could also
Yeah.
just do like a side flip, hold down power slide.
Mhm.
If I didn't hold down power slide there, my back wheels would have landed first, and I would have spun out a little bit, lost a little bit of speed. I didn't see a lot of wave dashes or half flips in general, so it's definitely something to work
Yeah.
on. I don't know if you're comfortable with those. You know how to do both, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Those are definitely still things that I'm uh trying to work on getting more comfortable and implementing them in
Sure.
game.
So definitely just practice like moving around the field with wave dashes onto walls. Um, Practice just like clean movement, quick flips, and this is better with unlimited boost turned off.
Yeah.
Holding down power slide on your recoveries. jump in the wall, like create awkward situations, get out of them, hold down power slide. You know, I'm like pretending right now that I'm like getting bumped, or let's say I like go for an aerial and go for the shot. Now I have to land with power slide. See how much faster that is
Yeah.
than landing like from an aerial and then going, right?
Hmm.
So these little things are really important in ones. Recoveries are super important. They decide like who wins the boost battles, who wins the battles to the ball, you know, who gets there for a challenge in time. All these little things. So it's definitely something to work on in free play. Along these lines, picking up small pads. You did pretty well with padding over boost, honestly, for your rank, and a decent job of like conserving boost and not using it needlessly. But it's always something you can improve on, and I like to just travel around, and then I'll turn ball came on and try to do the same thing. Right?
Oh yeah.
You can see I'm missing a little bit right now, but
Hmm.
still better than nothing.
Yeah, better than nothing.
Yep. So it's just a good drill. So we talked about power slide. We talked about movement mechanics. What else is there? There's more advanced versions of those drills I showed you once that gets too easy.
Hmm.
Where like one thing I like to do is like pretend I'm going for aerials and then land on the wall, like wave dash off, that type of stuff.
Hmm.
So you can get really creative with this stuff. Another like cool mechanic is you could chip the ball off the wall and then use your jump to get there faster. You know, like if you use air roll and then jump while your hood's facing down,
Oh yeah.
right there, that'll just take you under the ball and let you recover really quickly into a hit that can catch people off guard. Similarly, you can practice like when the ball's rolling up the wall, chip it down, and then just take a shot right off that bounce. You can catch people out with
Yeah.
that. These little
Yeah.
like quick shots, like that's stuff I didn't really see in your gameplay much. Where you're
Yeah.
just like creating a power shot situation really quickly. It's definitely something you'd want to integrate in your game a bit more.
Yeah, I definitely feel like for my rank, I'm offensively lacking.
Yeah.
I rely a lot on defense
Yeah.
and counterattacks and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I could tell that from your gameplay, and that makes sense. And good defense will carry you like really far, but playing a lot of ones will just help you develop your ability to create offensive attacks for yourself. And it translates really nicely to the other game modes. Like being able to get a good bounce dribble or a good flick on target is so helpful in 3s and 2s,
Yeah, definitely.
even if it's like slightly less common than in 1s. So the way I would practice this is just practice like
Just
bounce
bounce it,
dribbles,
yeah.
bounce it around, take big shots.
Yeah. No, that's like the one thing I've noticed about watching Ocalid is that he just bounce dribbles constantly.
Yep. Yeah.
Like he could keep it going and will score like 90% of the time off of it.
Yeah, that guy's unstoppable when he's on his game because
Absolutely,
there's no
yeah.
way to defend it. He can
Yeah.
shoot at any moment. I definitely don't have the bounce dribble totally dialed in. It's something I should spend more time on. But yeah, another thing to practice, even simple, is like more simple, is just create a nice hook shot.
Hook shot,
Just
yeah.
practice doing that just over and over again. You can even just pop the ball off the kickoff and just practice shooting it like that. And getting consistent with that shot. It's boring, or I don't know. I mean, to me, it's not even boring. I still do this drill after 2,000 hours in the game. But it's these simple things, like the most fundamental movements and shots in the game that come up over and over again. Like that situation where you have to get a powerful shot off a bounce comes up every game multiple times, even just not with shots, but with power clears or like passes, everything. Whereas the more advanced stuff, like going for like an air dribble or something, right? It's like
Only like once or
maybe
twice.
once a game, and
maybe.
you don't even need it. Like it's once or
Yeah.
twice, and you don't even need it to do well in your games at all. So a lot of people
Yeah.
spend way too much time with these like more advanced, they're fun mechanics to practice, and at a certain
Yeah.
point they're good at practice, but just creating these bounces and just getting good at these simple flicks and shots are going to help you way more. For dribbling, the thing that I always recommend to everyone is practice no boost dribbles. So get the ball on top of your car, and ideally you just want to get to the point where you could just drive around like this, have a conversation with someone on Discord, check your email, do whatever you need to do, and just not even think about it. It's like, this is so good for improving your ability to generate power on flicks with low boost, to consistently get a flick and not miss it. And once you can do that, you just do the same thing, but integrate power slide, turns, integrate, you know, like weird touches and control. Just keep making it harder and harder for yourself. You never want to get like complacent with dribbling and think that you have
Yeah,
it down.
you can always get
You
better.
can always get better. And dribbling is just one of the most consistent mechanics in the game. So it's very useful to get down because yeah, landing a good flick is much more consistent than like a flip reset or anything like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I've never even attempted a flip reset in
Yeah,
game.
fair. I don't think I really did until I was Grand Champ, so don't blame
Yeah.
me. It seems like you're focusing on the right stuff. You just gotta maybe drill the offensive stuff a little bit.
Yeah, I've been definitely focusing on like power shots for threes. I would say is like my main focus is like low aerial shooting, that sort of thing. Which definitely isn't as suited for ones as the ground play stuff, but ground play is definitely something that still comes up
Yeah,
a lot.
no, for sure. Do you do shooting training pack drills?
Yes,
Okay,
yeah,
great.
that's what I've been doing a fair
Nice.
amount.
Yeah, I would keep
I
doing those.
Yeah, I've typically been using the ultimate warm up because
Hmm.
that has a ton of those, as well as some other fun stuff mixed in.
Yeah, those are good. I would say like yeah, Poquito shooting packs, whey protein shooting packs, like, all the
Hmm.
basic ones, they're really good, and I would do
Yeah,
those as part of your warm up.
yeah.
Underrated shooting drill is going to free play and just hit the ball off the sidewall and practice
Oh
just
yeah.
getting good like strong hits because what this is
It
teaching you
trains
is
the self pass as well. Yeah.
yeah, it trains the self pass and it's teaching you power slide turns. It's teaching you how to create these angles. Like you really can't go wrong if you just go in free play and drill this type of thing where you're just bouncing the ball around and then like trying to create an angle to get a good shot, like a soft touch, and then follow it up with a hook shot or whatever kind of shot. I've just been hitting the post on everything too, just like talking. But you know, even just like like basic aerial shots, it's gonna
Yeah.
just make you so much more confident in game when these angles pop up, and you already have the muscle memory for it, right? Whereas with shooting training packs, it's just repeating the same bounce over and over again, which is useful in some ways, but free play is really the best drill, best place to drill these things because it's just different every single time. There's so much variation, and you have to do the setup, and you have to control your car on the way there, control your speed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's a super underrated way to drill shooting. You can do the same thing by hitting it against the back wall and then going for like a quick read.
Yeah, I definitely that's one that I do
Yeah.
is the back wall one, but
Yep.
not the self setup ones like with hook shots and stuff. That's
Yeah.
definitely useful.
Yeah, for sure. And then with dribble, like, do you have workshop maps?
I think I have one,
Okay.
two, but none. I only have one for dribbling, and I don't really use it.
Okay. I would practice that. I think it could help you out. The classic one is this dribble challenge too. And I would just do this one until you get really solid at it.
Mhm.
I can
Here,
show
I'll
you.
check if that's the one I
Yeah.
have. No, it is not. I will download that right now.
Yep. Get this one. And it's pretty good as a beginner. I think you still be able to do the first bunch of levels pretty easily. And I can show you how to do these next couple just to make it a little bit easier. So level 6, you have to use the back of your car to slow down the ball.
Oh
There's a
yeah.
time for this wall. And level 7, this actually, I remember it was like quite tricky at the start. Same concept. And this is where those low boost dribbles come into play. Level 8, you have to use like a bit of boost here to get over the pad, get over that little ramp, I mean, catch the ball. Level 9, you gotta use a bit of speed to get up the ramp. And just do like a gentle turn. I'm kind of feathering my turn there, and not just like holding down left. Level 10, it's just like a double jump. You can see like just from watching me that I've done this quite a bit. I can control the ball.
Really?
Here I like to do a backflip and then
Like
follow it up with a
okay.
touch. There's different ways to do that one. 12. I think there's a few different ways. And then 13, just beating it. Here you gotta slow it down a little bit. So you kind of want to work your way up to this point where you're like consistently going through the levels, right? Without slowing
Hmm.
it too much. If you're, spending like a ton of time on each, whoops, I messed up. If you're spending like a ton of time on each one at the start, it can be frustrating, but you're really just drilling the consistency. That's why these workshop maps are so helpful. It's because they just give you a chance to drill the consistency. I'm taking this one really slowly. Normally I would like speed up the ball a lot. This one's super good though, because it's teaching you how to look at things outside of the ball on your car. So like this translates really well in game where you're looking at opponents. Not all of the levels like translate that well, but I think they all teach you something, and it's
Yeah,
definitely
they'll just
worthwhile
teach
to do.
general car control.
Yep, exactly. Okay, last one I'll show you is level 16 because I remember this one got me really stuck. So
Oh
this one
no.
yeah, this one's a little bit of aerial car control on top of oh whoops, I slowed it down. On top of ground control. The trick here is to just leave ball cam on, and you want to get that like one touch. I'm trying to make this as basic as possible, but you could also, I mean, you can get this one's super fun. You can get really creative with it because you can turn this into like a touch.
The
Sometimes I go for
dribble. Yeah.
like a flip reset just for fun. Like that type of stuff is really where you can get creative with things and just really get better at the game just through practicing super hard stuff. You can, yeah, you can do an air dribble here and just try to like continue to carry the ball a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think dribble workshop map is gonna be super helpful for you.
Definitely. Yeah. I've just booted it up now.
Perfect. Cool. I think that's quite a bit for you to work on. So
All right.
hopefully
Yeah.
that
Definitely.
you got some stuff out of that. But if you run into any questions at all, feel free to message me. Or if you have any questions now, I can do my best to answer them.
Right. I don't think so. I'll definitely come back to you if ever needed.
Sounds good, man. Well, it's really
Right.
fun. Thank you for the games, and
Yeah. Thank you very much for everything. Yeah.
yeah, of course. Hope you have a good rest of your weekend.
Yeah. You too. See ya.
See ya.